What's up guys, welcome to the Other Refinement. In today's video, I'm gonna go over why my business is up 20%, even though I didn't add anything into my business. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a new tour because it's a bit different than it was a few months ago when we first did a tour. But my business is way up, but really all I've done is sort of declutter and reduce the stuff in my business. So just as an example, over here, this is sort of my work area. So a lot of people pretend like they're not a hot pile of garbage, but I'm okay being a hot mess. This is still currently my death pile. So there's not that many things here. Most of it is just random equipment I picked up over the years. But since starting in 2017, I've accumulated all this stuff. That's all that's remaining. On that, I also have a calendar for all the different people's schedules, because as you guys know, 7 people work here. Also, I have this dry erase board with things that need to happen that day. Back here, the break room is essentially the same, minus we add a little air purifier right there. We're recycling a lot of the cardboard that we use, but as you guys know, I'm not selling that much wholesale, so we're not really using these boxes as much. I'm mainly just focusing on lots between 2 and 5 items. But just having all this extra space has really increased my productivity by about 25%. So now we have a couple less people, but we do a few more items and more sales every single day. Over here, you can see we have these new shipping things that organize our shipments for the day. And Holly's doing some shipping right now, but this system has cleared up a ton of my space because when we're shipping, all the items are organized in the chronological order that they were streamed. So the same way that I present when you're shipping on eBay or Poshmark, I recommend a date-based system. Our system for shipping on Whatnot and on Poshmark is all based on chronological. So oldest items are closer to the front of the system and newer items are closer to the end of the system. So that helps me organize where things are in the process. I used to use these stand-up Husky shelves, which you guys know are on all my videos, but now I have switched to pallet racking, which holds a lot more stuff. Actually, surprisingly, pallet racking is cheaper than the Husky shelves because there are so many places locally that sell used pallet racks. They're basically everywhere. I think anywhere in the country, the beams and the systems are costing me like maybe $200 a shelf, and that's about the same price as these Husky ones, and these hold a lot more and they're easier to put together, but you do need somebody to help you. So everything is now either on wheels or this big pallet racking, and this right here is stuff that's already pre-listed or organized and ready to sell. So like, if you guys have been watching me for a while, this is the most organized version of me I've ever had. So these shipping racks are on wheels. They're custom made to fit the size of the things that we sell. Over here, everything is organized by category and type. I'm now 2 weeks ahead in production. So when we were selling on eBay and Poshmark, I always talked about having a 2-week draft bank. I'm now 2 weeks scheduled ahead for all the shows. That way people can bookmark them. Staff knows what's going on. These are the main shelves that I use now. They are rolling shelves. So these shelves are super durable. We've sold hundreds of thousands of items on them. I really, really like the system and being able to move around. Also, you can see how all of these shelves are nested together. That saves a lot of space. And if I had invested in better shelves when I first started, I wouldn't have had to replace them. You guys know I used to have those ones that are in everybody's garage, but when you're doing a lot of volume, those break down. So I recommend if you can get all steel ones versus plastic ones, it'd probably save you a lot of money overall. When you guys end up buying bulk, one thing that happens is that you end up with lots of random things like one shoe or kids clothing or things that doesn't match what you're looking for. I just have one pile, and on these types of items that don't match the profit that I'm going for, we just do variety shows, and when it gets sold, it gets sold. Whatever it sells for is completely fine. I wanted to talk about this TV monitor that I added. So we are going to have this vertical TV monitor so that my streamers can read the chat a little bit easier. I got this on Black Friday for 119 bucks. It's a pretty good deal. And the little arm that it swivels on was, I think, either $19.99 or $29.99, and it was a good, useful thing. I got this surge protector thing, which is another nice Black Friday purchase. And working on wire management after we put everything in its own place, then we can get that going. It gets quite dusty when you are selling, especially clothing. So I have a couple of air purifiers everywhere. These giant garbage bins really help. They're also all on wheels. In the liquidation business, which I'm currently doing, it produces a ridiculous amount of trash. So much trash. So as you guys can see, there's a lot more open walkways. I'm not really stepping over everything. It's a lot more organized. This area is where we process samples. So this brand, they sold us all their samples. Every brand has all these sample pieces that they make every single season, and they decide which ones they're going to sell based on like focus groups or test markets. What they don't sell though ends up being liquidated. So for a lot of brands, I end up selling their sample pieces, which are usually all one size. So for shoes, it's usually size 7 or size 9. For pants, it's usually size 4 or size 27. So I bought thousands of pairs of jeans that are all size 27, really good deal. And the way we organize it is it starts like that, and then it turns into this. So they get organized by style, by size, by condition, so that it's easier for us to talk about it when it's streaming. But this, even though it is it's 4 rows, it's actually 3 different brands. So this is a way that we can just pick and choose as we're streaming. And if I was selling these on eBay, I could just literally pull it off the rack, take a picture of it, pack it and put it away in my system, and it would be really straightforward. These little bins really helped as well. I got these from Uline. These are just like their bushels. This is I think like a 8 bushel poly truck or something, but I have a couple of them, and they're typically used for laundry. So if you sell things that are really hard or heavy, I recommend getting these rubber ones because they're really durable. But if you're just going to sell clothing, you can get the canvas ones that I have on the other side. Those are not as durable, but they're basically made for giant commercial laundry. Those work super duper well. I recommend getting a couple of these. These things may seem expensive, upgrade as you go, but honestly, it saved me so much time. We move so much more volume now. There's a lot less hiccups, and having enough space is really probably the best investment I've ever made. Since we moved from the storage unit to this warehouse, there's been a lot less distractions. It's been easier to hire. So it is more expensive. It's a little bit more scary, but when you do make the jump, I actually think this is easier than operating out of a storage unit because it's just a lot more comfortable. Also, there's a bathroom on site. Using the bathroom of the storage facility is okay, but it's tough, especially if there's inclement weather. We moved over here in the middle of winter when it was really cold, and it was just a lot better working in this type of a unit. So I have multiple entryways into each area. So having a backup of different ways to get through really helps. Although I'm getting in Holly's way here. And we'll walk back over here for a second. This is the Poshmark room, as you guys know, but I want to talk about this vertical space for a minute. So I got this OSHA certified ladder that basically locks in place when you stand on it. But utilizing all vertical space really saves a ton of money. So even though this is 3,000 square feet, I think at some times I've been using like up to 10,000 square feet by just going all the way to the ceilings. I'm currently not doing that. Everything is at least 2 feet from the ceiling because that is fire code. But I don't know if you guys can feel what I'm feeling, but the momentum from having so much more room makes it so much easier to operate. I've been here not even a year, and my business is like 10x'd from when I left the storage unit. And then when I moved from my house to the storage unit, it was a huge increase. And then when I moved from my bedroom to my garage, it was also a huge increase. So anytime you get more space, your business can just have some breathing room. And it's okay to not put anything there. Like all these open spaces, if you guys have watched my videos over the last few months, they used to have things there, but I don't have any interest in putting something here. I'd rather it just be empty. So having extra space really helps you operate, and it's been total game changer. So when you guys join my mentorship at dailyrefinement.com, you can check out the area where you can post your progress. I want to see your hot mess in its current version, and then upload pictures as you are changing it and updating it, you want to post your progress. If you want one-on-one mentoring, just click on the member section. Look for me. I'm Chris Lynn on there. DM me and I'll start you with the questions. You can start in the membership and get a free 1-week trial whenever. But in the month of December 2023, I'm doing a 1-month full trial of everything. Get in there, get some questions answered. The entire process is only 1 hour, which is photos, listing, setup, customer service, putting it away. You can look from my video. It's called Daily Refinement 1 Hour Method. It has the whole thing. After you have your system set up, the processing part only takes 1 hour. You can spend the rest of your 7 hours looking for the best possible items to resell. That is a 10-item goal, $20 profit per item, about $70,000 a year profit. But it is about 35 hours of looking for things, as most people have trouble finding $20 profit items. That's why I set up the system. So you're only spending 1 hour a day working on the work part and 7 hours of the day researching what to sell. So hopefully that was useful, guys. Hopefully the new space looks good. Let me know in the comment section below, and we'll see you guys next time.